Alright, hey, what's going on? It's Ben here, and I'm here playing a Mech Druid in Hearthstone. And not just Hearthstone, but it's Hearthstone Wild. Of course, it has to be Hearthstone Wild because it has Mech and it's Wild, so it's gotta be. And in the Wild, I play with some Living Roots. Now, Cult Master is one of the card draw engines in the deck, but you don't really want them in the early game. Typically, you want your early game cards like Sir Finley and Living Roots, which is pretty darn fantastic. Otherwise, you want some temple cards, some cards that can get you ahead on board, like the Innervate. Unfortunately, I don't have a Mech Warper or Darnassus Aspirin, which could continue to maintain this kind of board presence. I might just save the coin and Innervate for next turn in case I draw a Fel Riva. Otherwise, I'll play the Sir Finley. These two other cards might have potential in another sense. And I'll just pick a life tap here. This hand isn't too high and looks like I'm going to run out of cards really fast, so I'm going to definitely take a life tap. If, for instance, I had something like a Fel Reaver in my hand, I probably would take the Steady Shot. Oh, Scientist, you are a familiar player in the game. I think I'm just going to dump my entire hand here. Yeah, next turn Savage Roar is pretty huge. So unless he has something outrageous, he's not going to be able to deal with this. So he needs Arcane Missiles, that would be the punish. But hopefully he doesn't have anything like that. Oh, that was a perfect punish, kind of. But that means he doesn't have a board going in, so I'm just fine. Go for a tippity tap. Abusive Sergeant. I think I'm going to put down Clockwork Gnome here. I guess technically it's actually better to put Abusive Sergeant. My bad. It's actually a pretty huge deal that I gave him a spare part, because in case this is Temple Mage, then I'm pretty screwed. Oh man, that was a huge misplay. Just no Flame Waker. Alright, just ping off something. Yeah, that's right. Just ping it. You know you want to. Alright, so I can deal quite a bit of damage. Sometime. I'm still hoping he doesn't have a Flame Waker. Let's put down the Robocub, since that does prevent him from getting an easy trade. Maybe I should use a Savage Roar at some point, but I do still want to develop my board and just pick up some more pressure with the Mech Warpers and stuff. Oh no, what's happening? Oh yes, still pinging. Alright, at this point I can deal 20 damage. That's lethal, right? It sure is. Alright, that's a turn 5 lethal there. Not quite turn 5 lethal. That's only 15 damage. Oh, I guess taking the Savage Roar here wasn't too bad of an idea. Oh, what was wrong with my math? Yeah, that's right, 10 plus 5 is 20, so I guess technically that's the best opportunity to use anything like that. Stealth it. Jeeves! I can use a Jeeves and stealth help as well. I could even put on the armor plate to prevent him from, you know, flame striking. Oh yeah! Oh, that was a perfect play. What kind of perfect? My man Jeeves. The real MVP was the hero power. I probably will run out of cards if I did not get a Warlock hero power. Alright, going into a Hunter matchup now. That's, as long as it's not Face Hunter, I should be okay. And if it is a Face Hunter, I think my 2-drop should be better than his. Maybe I should have gotten rid of a Clockwork Gnome. Although having a turn 1 play is pretty excellent. I could innovate a Harvest Golem, but that's probably not very efficient. I can follow up with the Power of the Wild as well, which is pretty sweet. Although I might consider just using a hero power on a Fiery Bat, which would probably be a pretty poor consideration. Hopefully another 2-drop. Oh, Soul of the Forest. Looks like I'm going to curve out pretty well. This must look like the weirdest deck in the world too. Follow up a mech with a beast? Is this a mech beast druid? There might not be room for this innervate. I'm not going to be playing it out anytime soon. I might just use it with a hero power if I have an opportunity to do it next turn. A Soul of the Forest for 3/2/2 minions is pretty sweet. Huffer? No. That's getting pretty brutal. I might just innervate the Robocub and use a Soul of Forest next turn. There's no point in innervating it right now because it just dies to the Eco Home Blow. Ideally he uses it to kill off the Clockwork Gnome or something. I'll be surprised if he did that though. He probably wants to just hold on to it. Oh really, he's going for it. Unleash the Hounds? That would put me in real tough pickle. Oh, but now I have the Soul of Forest, which is pretty sweet. Oh yeah. I could use a Power of Wild, but I think using an Innervate here is definitely the best move. I can follow up with a Power of Wild next turn. And these guys are going to be pretty tough to remove without Mass Dispel, but this guy's a hunter, so he's not going to have that going on.
Put this apple on your head.
Ooh, that's not good. Could have been so much more. Oh, Fell Reaver on curve. I do want to get rid of the Knife Juggler, which I'll do with the Robocub since that's a free trade. And I'll drop the Fell Reaver here. Yeah, this is pretty tough. It's tough to come back as a hunter. Unless he has a deadly shot, I guess, for the Fell Reaver. Yeah, it seems like the best I can do is just Power of the Wild here. Give my minions 1/1. Just buff it up. And then put them on a 3-turn clock, I guess. I'll hold on to the Emergency Coolant just in case he drops a high main. Hopefully it gives me a little bit more time. But I don't run any direct damage, so I might have just lost. I could still get a Savage Roar, so that's excellent. Or Finley, it's terrible. Alright, Living Roots could have been it as well. But I still have one more Living Roots in, I think. I wasn't really paying attention, but I might have the direct damage. Maybe, maybe not. This is painful. Darnassus Aspirin, that's not really going to do much for me. But yeah, I'm going to drop the Aspirin here because he has to remove it anyway, so there's no need. I guess I should have used the Emergency Coolant on this guy. That means that he's going to have to use some direct damage to get rid of the Aspirin. Well, I probably want to use this on something big. Yeah, but none of these are big guys. I'll probably use it next turn. Hopefully no taunts come out. A Houndmaster would be so deadly! I still have one direct damage card, maybe. I'm not even sure. This has never happened to me, but I guess this is what happens. Oh, he hacks the Huffer. That comes out to be a surprise. He probably should have used a Scavenging Hyena to do so. Alright, 3 plus 6. Haha, that's it! Alright, nailed it! Nailed it! Perfectly planned out. Alright, hopefully I can get some good 2-drops because I haven't started off a game with a good 2-drop just yet. Power of a Wild is not fantastic. I'd rather have a Mech Warper or a Darnassus Aspirant, which I haven't started off with yet, so hopefully I can get that someday. Innervate, these are some low curving cards. Probably going to have to hope for a lot. Something big? Not quite. If I can follow up with a okay-ish curve. Robocub next turn. I'll be surprised if he coined out the hero power. And technically it's a correct play because I'm playing a token druid, but he shouldn't be aware that I'm playing a token-like druid deck. So he probably should be just passing here. I'll be surprised if he pulled out the hero power, but it'll be kind of okay because I have the Robocub. You love a little taunt. It's like a Lego. Oh, that's a surprise. I guess he's taking out his hero power entirely. Why would he want Sir Finley? Probably because it's a control rogue. I could draw 2 cards here, but it's probably better to just develop a Robocub because I don't really get to get rid of the Finley. So I'm going to lose one of the saplings, but that's okay. If I could draw a couple cards next turn, that'd be good. Oh my gosh. Sap on that, that's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to use Innervate here for the Cult Master. Just trade that out. And I'm going to Innervate out the hero power because this is pretty much the max that my curves goes up to anyway. Actually, I could just use the Robocub, but I made a mistake, so I used my hero power. Probably using the Robocub was the best move. He might just burn our Eviscerate, which is nice for me, but that's not as nice. Alright, so this is a Seathon. That makes sense because it's kind of a... Yeah, it makes sense because it's a control deck, so it's reasonable. Just go plow for face with one of them, and I'll get rid of the Seathon, so the Seathon guy, so he can't trade in and ping off the Robocub. This isn't looking good though. Yeah, he's been able to contest pretty well. A 5-drop, Sludge Belcher. Yeah, it's hard to punch through that as well. I have Soul of the Forest though. So I should be able to maintain some sort of board presence. Unfortunately, I don't really have any cards now, especially since I lost a Cult Master. If he has a follow-up with another Sludge Belcher, then I'm in pretty darn big trouble. Alright, that's okay. Oh, man, that's gross. Oh, jeez, that's perfect. I'm just going to go face here. There's no reason to trade here. It's not really going to help me much. Alright, drawing my second. One of my other card draws is pretty incredible, as he said himself. Haha, another Soul of Forest. I'm ready for you. If he doesn't get rid of Darnassus, then I can use Soul of Forest and Defender of Argus, which is pretty insane. Oh, that's interesting. He's laying the Darnassus stick around, but that's alright with me. And Defender of Argus with another Soul of Forest is pretty insane. I'll just go face here. There's no reason to trade with the board. I guess the Jeeves effects works with him as well. I shall strike. I'm surprised he didn't want to get rid of it earlier. Alright, 2 more. Incredible indeed. Yeah, this does not feel good for him. Yeah, I drew all my card draw. That's super lucky. I mean, I guess the Fell Reaver is technically another win condition, but it's a safer bet to play out the Jeeves here, just to keep my train going. Yeah, he knows it's over. Unless he managed to clear the board. Yeah, he knows it. He knows it. I know it. Alright, going into this game, if it's an aggro shaman, then I don't feel very confident in this matchup, because the Tunnel Trog is a pretty insane 1-drop, but he did miss it, so that means I'm in a driver's seat, which is really good. I can even take out Totem Golem with the Robocub and the Living Roots follow-up. I might just drop the Robocub first though. Now it seems like the best tempo play. He can only drop a 2-drop next turn, so as long as he doesn't have another Totem Golem, it should be fine. So let's trade this in first, see what I can grab. 1 attack. Although that's kind of a bad trade because it's 2 cards for 1. But that means I'm sacrificing my extra card as a second player. Hopefully he doesn't have any good follow-ups. Yeah, use that hero power, bro. I saw that. Yeah, he'll be super far behind if he uses his hero power this turn. Oh, this is marginally better. I'll make the attack into the Finley just in case he has any shenanigans, but the Mech Warper is the better card on curve. That means I can just remove this cleanly. And hopefully I can drop a Fel Reaver next turn, which would be insane. Especially it matches up well with his 4-mana 4/4. So, I mean, one thing clearly outraces the other. Yeah, Feral Spirits is pretty intense though. Which means I do want to use my hero power, because dropping the Fel Reaver actually doesn't do much against these guys. But using the Fel Reaver is still the best play. Yeah, because, I mean, this is pretty much the best I can do. If he hexes it, that's no big deal. He only has 3 mana, and then I was going to say Bloodborne spell. Now I'm confusing Hearthstone with Duelist. And I can use my hero power next turn, so I can clear off that taunt minion. Lava Burst would be pretty intense. Oh, that's interesting. He's going for maximum burn. But yeah, it looks like he has a way to get rid of Fel Reaver. That's good for him. Well, that's a lot of resources committed to that Fel Reaver, so I feel like I am ahead on board. Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm just going to drop all these guys. Pie Shredder and the Harvest Golem, and I have a follow-up with the Jeeves as well, so that means I can refill my hand. Unfortunately, he'll be refilling his hand as well, but hopefully I can use my cards better than him. That's an interesting consideration that the cards might be more useful to him than it is to me. He played the Totemic Totem on the wrong side, although he is not punished. In fact, he is rewarded with a Totem Golem, which really stinks. Alright, well, I can just drop these guys. I don't think I should keep the Innervate. Because I guess I could keep it for the 2 cards. It's kind of a tricky play. It depends on what I draw, but I think I'm just going to use Innervate now, and hopefully I don't get any big guys. It's a safer play because I have a lot more small cards, so this is clearly a better play. I might just be using a Savage Roar to clear off some minions. Oh, Earthshock, okay. Things aren't looking good. Oh, second G's, but I think I want to hold on to that. Just for a bit at least. Yeah, I can dump my hand next turn, so that's alright. And this Mistress of Pain is actually going to do some work because he won't be able to outrace me if this guy's going to keep on doing damage. Or this gal is going to give me a lot of pain. Well, not a lot of pain, but it's going to be pretty useful in giving me some stuff to do. Okay. Alright. Only 8 mana, so the Forest is nice. Oh, I conceded. I guess he has out of cards, so it's kind of tough. Alright, going against Paladin. I guess you can expect one of our best friends, Mysterious Challenger. I seem to always open up with a Clockwork Gnome and Power of the Wild. It's not really the greatest 1-drop, it's not the worst one though. But I'll get rid of those 2 cards. The 1-drops you don't have to be really picky about because any 1-drop is pretty fantastic except for Abusive Sergeant. But the 2-drops you have to be picky about. You definitely want to get something that can put you ahead of the mana curve, like a Mana Warper. It's actually a Mech Warper. I don't know why I called it a Mana Warper. A Mech Warper and the Darnassus Aspens are such great cards. They put you ahead on board, and then you're pretty much set. However, if you're playing just like an Allendi's Robocub or a Call of the Wild, well, I don't know if it's Call of the Wild. power of the wild. You know, you're just playing 2-drop, so what are you going to do? You're not really going to do much with that card. Because your game plan is to get ahead on board. You can't really just go with the curve and say, oh, I'm going to win because I'm playing things on curve, and just hope for your opponent to come back. Well, your opponent to be off curve, but because this is constructed, my man, you're not playing arena where just missing a 2-drop is going to lose your game. Although granted, you might lose some games just from losing a 2-drop in this game, like in this game. However, in constructed, there's a lot of comeback mechanisms, at least with some of the mid-range and control decks, and with those comeback mechanisms, they can just come back in the game. Sometimes, you know, not all the time, because sometimes missing a 2-drop is pretty detrimental. But oftentimes it's enough for you to come back in the game. Ooh. Hopefully not secret. Avenge. Could be it. Yeah, smack that Robocub. If he holds onto it, that means something. Guess I'll attack first to see what's going on. Definitely Avenge. So I could kill it, but dropping the Pilot Shredder is definitely a stronger play. Next turn is a Fel Reaver. Perfect curve. There's no need to worry too much about the recruit. If he puts into the Pilot Shredder, then I'm okay with that. I might be able to close out the game before he can even drop anything really significant. I guess maybe a play was to just go off face the last turn. Okay. That's a little bit odd. And he still is going to make this trade anyway, so I think it is fine. He's going to go for the face, wow. Good thing he used the Keeper of Oldham on that turn, because this Fel Reaver is major. Savage Roar. Quite a bit of damage. Might be able to do that next turn, but let's drop the Fel Reaver here and go face. He cannot outrace me. And he just used a Keeper of Ultimate on that, so I feel pretty safe playing the Fel Reaver down. I should be able to guarantee about 8 damage with the Savage Roar. I guess he could take it down a few guys, down notch. Oh no, he's going to know what my deck is. Alright, that's weird. Alright, that's less weird. But he's going to be way behind on board. I'll be surprised if he doesn't trade into Fel Reaver. Yeah, that's definitely a play. Alright, it's still going to be a Savage Roar turn, I believe, because I can use it to help clear off the board. Although I can just play into a huge Consecration turn and just die to Consecration. Nah, I'm just going to go with a Savage Roar here. I'm just going to ignore the board and go face with the stuff. I'm going to let him make the trade. And just push this damage. This is pretty good. Did I miss lethal? Alright, hey, welcome to the end of the video. If you want to see some more videos, I guess, because I haven't put a Hearthstone video up, so I guess you want to check out a Duelist video, be sure to use your Abusive Sergeant on the Clockwork Gnome. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, maybe I'll put some more Hearthstone videos, probably going to be some more Duelist, then be sure to smack the Shaman in the face with your Clockwork Gnome. See ya!